Or he did it because he's emotionally compromised.
Emotionally compromised first appeared in the Star Trek reboot after Spock's mother and 99.999% of all Vulcans had been murdered and his home planet destroyed. A very plausible trauma which could cause extreme behavior. However, here the writers have jumped far too far. Now they have a guilt fest of mea culpa speeches showing what they mean by emotionally compromised.
He didn't have a normal childhood, and any display of emotion was strongly discouraged. And in order not to confuse my son, I began to hide my own.
No emotions would be confusing, but not the devastations they claim.
I was not a real mother. I wasn't what he needed.
You gave us love. Every second.
Love is probably the biggest buzzword of them all. We feel many types of love, some instinctual, 7 types according to Psychology Today, 10 according to other sources.
It was different with you, Michael. I gave you all my joy.
You can experience joy. You can do things that might trigger joy in other people, but you cannot give joy or love, much less all of your own. This episode is Buzzwords on Parade.
In my affection that I was not permitted to give to him.
Affection is nice and can bond people together. But where is the proof that whatever she did for Michael and didn't do for Spock is what Spock needed?
If he had been permitted to embrace the feelings that I know he has inside of him, it would have saved him from all the trouble that he's in now.
And who wants to embrace despair, depression, desperation, and a myriad of other self-defeating, painful emotion? How does she know it would have saved him?
That vision changed him forever. I watched him withdraw. I saw him lose trust in other people. I watched his openness vanish.
Now this is plausible. The vision definitely could have been traumatic to Spock. But hell, traumatic incident reduction has been curing PTSD since the 1990s. This is supposed to be after 2230. What's with all this irreparable nonsense?
So I had to wound him deep enough to keep them away from me.
Since children are so suggestible and Spock did dote on her, he probably did beat himself up over her words. However, as an adult, he could dispute and replace the belief that her words were so awful and get over it.
The fact that you're not saying anything means that you must have hurt him irreparably.
No, it does not. Back to the soap opera.
You think your discovery made moments ago is somehow greater than the pain I have lived with all this time. Our love was greater than that of Gaelish and Lucaris.
While there is an instinctual genetic factor, their exaggerated beliefs about how horrible it is throw fuel on that fire, needlessly increasing their pain.
When I stared down at that baby, his skin the same as Volk's, that distinction that made him feel like an outsider, that made his life so hard, I felt like I was looking at myself. For the first time, the two sides of me felt whole.
Perhaps seeing someone with similar problems might get one to see that being different is not horrible, but attacking the awfulness of being different and replacing it with, so what, it's their problem, is the cure. Not to say that in certain circumstances we won't have to tiptoe around their problem. Whining about it only reinforces it, contrary to popular venting theory.
To know where I belong, and to whom, and who belongs to me.
Not belonging, whatever he means, is not horrible. Believing whatever is awful is what creates his pain. Sticks and stones may break my bone, but words will only hurt me when I believe them to be awful. I'm Jimmy Walter. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.